Hi YouTube, this is Darice Rene coming to you with another Powerbook review. So I am a book nerd. I talked about that before, so you should know that. You should be very aware of that. And today I want to talk to you about one of the books that I have been going back to, especially over this last period where I've been working on all these projects. And it is Danielle Laporte's The Firestarter Sessions. The subtitle is A Soulful and Practical Guide to Creating Success on Your Terms. So, Danielle Laporte is the author. The book that I bought was the Kindle version, which, by the way, I heart Amazon. But this is one of those books where I wish I had bought the real version of the book so that I could have it in hand. I am a highlighting queen, and yes, you can do that on Kindle, but it is really not the same, especially when you want to go back to your highlights. So, I mean, they tried and it's cool, but in this case, this is almost like a workbook, and I would suggest you buy the hard copy version. So, that aside, I want to talk about this book because really and truly it is the essence of one of the philosophies I stand by. I am someone who spent a lot of her lifetime going through the steps in life that other people laid out to me. I did what I was supposed to do. I went to high school, I graduated, I went to college, I graduated, I got married, I had 2.2 kids, the dog, the picket fence and all that stuff. Okay, I'm exaggerating. No dog. Actually, no fence. That's crazy. Well, I did have a fence. Yeah, actually, I did have the fence. I had the fence, the kids, the husband, the whole traditional 9 that people expect you to have. And yeah, so that fell apart. But the point is that it has taken me a good amount of time to figure out who I am and what I want and what I'm here for. And I want to encourage you to read this book because it really gets down to the heart of some of those things. You know, thinking that you have to do these things to be happy when it goes against how you feel and what you really want for yourself. So it's very encouraging in that way, very supportive in that way. It also helps you to get clear on how to define success. So, you know, things that we do when we make certain achievements and we reach certain goals can be against who we are and can be unsatisfying if you're not really tapping into your unique gifts and how you stand out and your own voice. So I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, get the book because she explains it a lot better. But what stuck out for me was that, you know, people try to reach a certain level because they think it's going to make them happy. And they reach that level and they're still not happy. And the book goes into why that is. And mostly it talks about her premise of core desired feelings. It talks about getting in touch with these feelings, which, by the way, if you're a thinker like me and if you're a logical person like me, this whole concept of leading and letting your heart lead really blew my mind. It took me a long time to get the fact that and a lot of life coaches talk about this too. They talk about how your feelings are actually your truth. Your head will mess you up because if you're like me, you can stay in your head and you are second guessing yourself and you're putting yourself out there because logically and sequentially it makes sense. And oh my gosh, you know, you think this through and and guess what? It doesn't work out, and it's because you are letting your head lead and not your heart. So get past that if you're a thinker like me, and it is kind of a touchy-feely book, but it makes sense. So give it a try. So a couple passages that I really like in this book by Danielle Laporte are, number 1, get clear on how you want to feel and do more stuff that makes you feel that way, which it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this is not super deep or genius, except that it is super deep and genius. Get clear on how you want to feel and then do more things that make you feel that way. So for me, in my areas of projects in business, I realized back when I was in the 10th grade that I absolutely love to speak in public. I love to be in front, put a mic in my hands, give it to me, and then move out of my way. And I got that way because of how I felt the first time I stepped out. So I was in class in 10th grade, and it was a critical thinking class where we had to debate. And I can't even remember what the debate was about, but all I remember was that we had to get up in front of the class and stand on either one side of the teacher to signify what side of the debate we were on. And when I got up to speak, when I got up to lend my opinion to the debate, I moved to the clear opposite wall. And I remember my teacher asking me, why'd you have to go that extreme? And I spoke about why I felt so strongly about this issue. And I just remember I felt like the room went silent. All eyes were on me. And here I am professing what I think about this particular thing. And I rocked it. I rocked it and I loved it, and I have been wanting to speak ever since then. And what Danielle said helps me out even in choosing some of my projects. I can get so caught up in saying yes to people when they want me to come here and go and do that. And the truth of the matter is what I really love to do is I really love to speak. So now that I'm clear on that feeling that I absolutely love, I'm going to line myself up so that I'm able to do more of that. Make sense? Great. Second thing she talks about that I wanted to pick up is bringing your whole self to the party. So she talks a lot about being authentic, and that right there is another one that would go against traditional thinking. Traditionally you're supposed to do this and look this way and speak this way, and your background should come from here if you want to go there, and to hell with all of that. That's not what life is about. And she talks about how when you bring your whole self to the table, your idiosyncrasies, your weirdness, your freak nature, whatever that is, that's you honoring who you are, and you will excel at whatever you set your goals out to be as long as you can stay true to yourself. So there is a lot more. This book is full of nuggets. Again, the Firestarter Sessions by Danielle Laporte. Get the paperback or the hardback version so that you can mark that thing up. She actually has workbook type of activities all throughout the book. And literally it could be your manifesto. It could be your Jerry Maguire manifesto for your life in terms of success. So check it out. This is Darice Rene. And if you have read it, I definitely want to hear what you have to say. If you haven't read it, I still want you to go get the book and then let me know what you have to say. So leave me some comments, all right? Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm so glad you spent some time with me. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.